All right, you guys. So I wanted to take some time to, be a little bit more specific with the essay that you guys are going to be working on. One thing I do want to say is I realize that this is really not a great way to teach you guys how to write an essay. I really need you guys in front of me. So when we are back, and hopefully you're going to be in my class or you'll have one of the other amazing English teachers at TPAA. But it's really hard to teach an essay online. But I'm going to do my best. And I just want you guys to all know I'm going to be making one video. This is going to be for all the grades. 10th and 12th grade, you guys have a different topic, but it's going to be an informative essay also. But I just want to go through a couple of things. I realize that writing an essay without a teacher in front of you is incredibly difficult. I'm not really there to I can kind of walk you through how to write your introduction and write your thesis statement and then move into your body paragraphs. But you really need a teacher to be kind of in front of you and, give you some helpful tips. But I'm going to try to do as best as I can here online. So this is for the ninth graders. So 10th and 12th graders, just hold on for a little while. This is going to be for ninth grade first. This is going to be the essay. You know what I'll do is I'll just make a different video for the 10th and 12th graders. That way I'm not wasting your time. So this will be just for the ninth graders. So your overall topic is going to be how can words inspire change? And the first thing I wanted you guys to do is when you receive an assignment like this from me, from any teacher, we are always, always, always going to give you a sheet that tells you what your expectations are going to be. For this particular paper, I've only made it 3 paragraphs. Your introduction, 1 body paragraph, and a conclusion, because to expect more than that is going to be a little bit too much. But no matter if you're in high school, if you are in college, your teacher, your professor will always give you the expectations of what they want, and there will always be a prompt. And this is extremely important because that is going to be what you base all of your evidence on that I've given you guys from the very start of distance learning. You guys have done To Kill a Mockingbird, Robert F. Kennedy's speech, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream, Tupac's The Rose That Grew from the Concrete, and then the Imagine lyrics. But I want you to understand that if you guys just do your introduction, I will be fine. Of course, I want you to push yourself. I want you to try to give me a complete 3-paragraph essay, but I understand that it's really hard when there's not someone kind of with you in the front of the room who can give you lots of help. But the idea is to make sure that you guys are headed towards 10th grade. You are able to pull evidence from sources. You are starting to think, okay, I'm moving into 10th grade. I'm going to blink an eye and I'll be a senior, and then I'll be in college, and then, oh my goodness, my English teacher never showed me how to write an informative essay. And so in order to make sure that I can sleep well and that you are prepared for college, I want to at least get you guys trying, and I really want you to at least do an introduction. If you can do the whole essay, I will be extremely impressed. But this is going to be your 3-paragraph essay, and what I want to do is you only have to choose 1 or 2 of these sources. So I know it becomes overwhelming when you're like, well, does she want me to use all of the evidence? Does she want me to, write more than 3 body paragraphs? And the answer to that is yes, you can write more than 3 body paragraphs, but if you at least write the introduction, I will be happy because you'll be writing something, you'll be moving in the direction of a 10th grader. But your overall goal here is to take, when you get an assignment like this, I want you to say, okay, let me stop for a moment and let me think, what is it that I'm being asked to do? So it'll say your objective is you're going to create, and we're going to say a 3-paragraph essay. And you're going to have an introduction and a conclusion written with a synthesis mind. I'm going to go over what that means. One body paragraph. Your body paragraph should contain a point, evidence, explanation, and a link back to your thesis statement. Now I'm going to show you what that means. But the very first thing you want to do is look over your instructions. Okay, she wants it in MLA format. That means I'm going to use the heading that she gave me, and it looks like this. The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to fill all this out. It is now the 13th of May. How do words inspire change? And then you're going to, getting distracted here. Then you're going to go over here. Okay, and then you're going to indent, and you're going to start thinking about how you're going to get my attention. That's going to start with a hook. So you could use the grab notes that I wanted you guys to take, where you can bring in a good quote, a rhetorical question, an anecdote or personal story is what it's called, or you can do a bold statement. And because it's completely up to you guys how you're going to hook me, I am going to go with a bold statement. And I'm going to go with a good quote. Since the whole paper is kind of focused on words, I'm going to pull a quote, and it's really important that you guys understand that I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for you to try and put together your introduction, but I want you to know that even though, you know, for instance, I might have a bachelor's in English and a teaching credential in English and a master's in writing, but the thing I want you guys to understand is that no one really knows what they're writing about until they actually start writing it and they do the research and the evidence. So right now I kind of want you to look at how I think about how I'm going to put this together. And what I want you guys to understand is you already did all the hardest part. So when I gave this to you and I wanted you to go through To Kill a Mockingbird, find me some words that inspire change, Robert F. Kennedy's speech, words that inspire change. And so what I did was, just to give myself an idea, I'm not going to use all of this evidence, but what I am going to do is know that I researched this thoroughly. So for example, I badly want to use Robert F. Kennedy's speech in my essay, and because I know that I want to use that evidence, I am going to make sure that I have my evidence ready to go, because that is the hardest part about writing an essay. And this will only be in your body paragraph unless you decide to use it as a good quote. And so that is what I'm going to be pulling into my evidence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this. Since I already did the hardest part, I'm just going to copy it in here. And I'm going to put that right there. Make sure this is 12. Yep, is this 12? Times New Roman 12. That's what my teacher wanted, so that's what I'm going to do. Times New Roman 12. Why does that seem so big? 14. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my essay with a grab, which is going to be, I'm going to choose the G part of grab, which is the good quote. What we need in the United States is not violence. What we need in the United States is not division, but is love and understanding. Okay? And so that is going to be my hook. Now I have to assume that my reader knows absolutely nothing about what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to go into the second part of my introduction, which is going to be my background, my context. So that's what I'm going to do now. So now that I put that in there, how do words inspire change? What we need in the United States is not violence. What we need in the United States is not division, but is love and understanding. So now I'm going to say, all over the world, words have inspired change in the minds words have inspired change in the minds of words have inspired and provoked change simply because words are powerful. For example, on the night that Martin Luther King was shot in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, I can't spell today. Robert F. Kennedy put together a speech that would inform the American people that he was shot. So now that I have my hook, I have my background. I'm going to spend my entire body paragraph on the speech by Robert F. Kennedy, and then I might throw in a little bit of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream. But because you only have one body paragraph, you can just pick one piece of evidence and go with it. Remember how on here I gave you guys about 5 different choices? This is if you have, 3 and 4 body paragraphs that you guys will write in the future that you're practicing right now. So everything you're going to be doing, you're practicing towards your future. So if you pick one piece of evidence and you dig really well into it, you will be practicing for what's coming. So in here it says, all over the world, words have inspired and provoked change simply because words are powerful. For example, on the night that Martin Luther King was shot in Memphis, Tennessee, Robert F. Kennedy put together a speech that would inform the American people that he was shot. Although he was upset, he was able to deliver a speech that focused on love and our coming together as a nation rather than focusing on violence, focusing on hatred and violence. So now that I have my background, my reader understands where I'm headed. So now I'm going to put together my thesis statement, which is the most important part of your essay, and that is when you're going to put everything that you want to tell your reader is the point of your entire paper. So you're going to say, for your thesis statement, what shall I put for my thesis statement? Here I have my hook, I have my background, now I need my thesis statement. Words provoke change. Words provoke and inspire change because they cause people to stop and think about the choices they are making in their lives and to, words provoke and inspire change because they cause people to stop and think about the choices they are making in their lives and to make different decisions, just like Robert F. Kennedy did on April 'Although he was upset, he was able to deliver a speech that focused on love and our coming together as a nation rather than focusing on hatred and violence. Words provoke and inspire change because they cause people to stop and think about the choices they are making in their lives and to make different decisions, just like Robert F. Kennedy did on the night of Martin Luther King's death. Okay, so this is going to be the most important part of my entire paper. And what comes after this has to support my thesis statement, and it absolutely will. Because I'm going to go into my body paragraph now, and my body paragraph is going to be all about Robert F. Kennedy. So the point is going to look like this. Let's see. On the night that Martin Luther King Jr. passed away, Robert F. Kennedy